Hello and happy, beautiful day to you. On today's episode, I want to talk about the importance of overcoming the fear of change or even invisible fears that are surrounding you that you may not care about so much, you may try to suppress, but can still impact you. Now, if you stop and think about it for a moment, if you imagine somebody driving a car and they have a bunch of fog, they're driving in heavy fog. How do they usually drive? Maybe all tensed up, slow, nervous, fearful. And so when you think about this, when somebody's driving in heavy fog or heavy rain, they can't see the road ahead. And you can really witness and observe the mind-body connection there because you can see where a person is stressed or uncertain or fearful and they're tensed up. And so we can see how that connection, of course, is very interconnected. What we're thinking and feeling just goes right into our nervous system, into our body. Now, or if we think about it another way, even if we think about the last podcast episode, I worked with our beautiful volunteer, Kelly, and she had a feeling of fear regarding her relationship and guilt, even though she is so absolutely in love in her relationship, but she had this, feeling of fear towards her father and what people thought of her judgments and whatnot. So, there's some deep emotions there. But what you notice is if you listen to that episode, as soon as I mentioned her father, even her pain went up. Now, the amazing thing is, sweet thing is, she loves her father so much. But there was this underlying fear of judgment. Now, my point from this is if you think about healing, you think about life transformation, all of the time, people will have fears of judgment, fear of the future, fear of change, whatever that is. And they try to suppress it. And yet, just like driving in that heavy fog, it can really tense up your nervous system. It can affect your health, your life, keep your body from healing, And so that's really the point that I wanted to touch on today. Because if you think about it for a moment, if somebody's been injured for a long time, and then they want to change, they can have a fear of change. Which means they want to heal, but then they're maybe afraid of change, but then they want to heal, but then there's afraid of change. And so you can literally get caught in this feeling of wanting to heal and a fear of change. And so whatever way you want to look at it, whether you're just wanting to manifest the best for your life or relationship or healing, having a strong feeling of overcoming fear of change, but feeling an excitement to move forward in life is so key. Now, let's be honest. If we look around in the world, a lot of times people will feel that very thing, that feeling of driving in the fog. They feel this uncertainty. They watch the news or politics or this, that, the other, and they feel like they're holding on, clutching on with uncertainty. And of course, if you live life like that, it can definitely impact your health, your life, your happiness, your relationships, everything. Because the more that we're feeling good, feeling happy, positive, the better it is for healing, happiness, love, everything. And so that's the insight that I wanted to share with you today is that if you are feeling a lot of uncertainty or fear of change, to remember to get a vision towards what you're wanting in life, but not just a hopeful vision that feels like, I hope this happens, but instead a feeling of a vision that feels assertive, where you feel like you can take steps towards it. So by doing this, there can be a feeling of confidence. There can be a feeling of feeling like, okay, well, I'm going to take steps. I feel assertive. I feel more confident. And of course, the more you can be in your strength and the more you can feel like you're making progress and feel assertive and feel confident and see, again, progress, the easier it is to stay out of fear and instead to stay feeling confident and feeling safer in life because you feel like you have some direction. You feel like you have a north, if you will. And so that's the insight that I wanted to share with you today, just because I know that with so many changes going on in the world, there are a lot of people who are going into all of this fear and upset or stress or what about the future? Like there's all of these things. And don't get me wrong. I get it. I absolutely get it. Even in going through my injury, I was living in fear, injured, no hope for getting better, in extreme pain, couldn't work, just everything. And I was in all this fear and I had to get out of it to heal myself. And so, of course, it took rewiring my subconscious mind and really creating a shift. But my point is that if you are experiencing fear right now and you say, but Brandy, it's real. And I get it. I get it. I've been there. But also making a point to really rewire your mind at a deeper, deeper level is key for healing and transformation. And one simple thing that you could do is start by having a vision and even getting yourself assertively moving towards that. And that's what I did during my own injury is exactly that. Now, it does take a real change, but just with so many things going on in the world today and right now and in life, I just kind of wanted to give you a moment to reflect on this. So maybe this isn't even towards healing itself. Maybe it's towards the world or politics or the future, whatever that is for you, creating that vision, feeling strong in it, and keeping that as your north. Super important. All right, so that's today's quick IQ episode. And I want to ask you to please do take a quick moment to share this with somebody who needs it, somebody you love, somebody you care about, somebody you don't even know. Because let's be honest, the more that every single person is happy and healthy and loved and loving, the better this world is for all of us. And I know that on some levels, this is a very simple insight, and yet it is also a profound insight, because when you stop and think about it, a lot of times people will say, and I see people do this all the time, where they say, well, let me have a vision for something, but they don't get their confidence in it. They don't get their strength in it. Instead they go, okay, well, I'm going to make some changes, and they're fearful about it on the inside, which doesn't help everything to unfold the way they really want it to go. And of course, it's not helpful for the healing in life. And so I know this insight can seem very simple, and yet it's also profound in not losing yourself. And the reason I say that is because I know during my injury, the more that I lost myself, the more I was in fear, the more I lost myself. And then you spend time and years and years and years in fear, which is what I did, the more I lost myself completely. And so, again, this might seem like a small insight, but when you really put it into practice and you think about the bigger picture, or losing yourself or your nervous system and all that, it's an important one. And so just food for thought, and please do hit the share button, and please do make a point to have a most wonderful, happy, healthy rest of your day. And I look forward to connecting with you on the next episode. We'll see you there.